understand. I know how much of a drag it can be when you really want to lose weight. You want to look the best in your jeans. You want to be cute. You want to feel good. You want to show up and feel like you're fully in your own power. And how can you be fully in your own power if you can't stand how you look? If you don't feel good in your own skin? If you're just plain not happy? And then on top of that, when the reason that you're overweight, one of the reasons, a big reason, is because you're using food to try to feel better. You're using food for emotional reasons instead of eating to fuel your body. There is such a cycle that you can get caught up in that no food diet can fix it. You have to actually go on an emotional diet, a mental diet, a psychological diet, even a spiritual diet. And it's all combined together. But before you get into that, there's something really simple that you can do right now if you want to kind of hack your way out of this emotional eating. And yeah, I can't say that it's going to solve all of your problems because you need bigger help than that. But this one thing that you can do can help you to start just moving in a different direction. Why not? Why not take a small step towards breaking free of using food for comfort, using food for emotional reasons? Just a small step. Welcome back to the JoLynn Braley Show. Today is episode number 171. The topic, do this instead of emotional eating when you feel depressed. Welcome back to the JoLynn Braley Show. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is JoLynn Braley. I am the permanent weight loss coach who founded the Inner Self Diet. I help smart, successful women and a few cool men stop struggling with their eating and their weight in 8 weeks or less. That means that they stop binge eating, stop emotional eating, stop sabotaging themselves, stop second-guessing themselves, stop getting in their own way so that it becomes struggle-free for them to do what they need to do to live a healthy lifestyle so that the weight, the physical weight, can start dropping off. All of this is accomplished in such a quick amount of time because, well, for one reason, the quickest way to get from where you are to where you want to be is with coaching. Obviously, if it were possible to end your food and weight struggles in 8 weeks or less on your own, you would have already done it. And the fact that you can't do it on your own doesn't mean that you are less than anyone else or you're not smart or whatever. In fact, a good example is, do you think of yourself as not as smart as your car mechanic because he can fix your car? Do you think of yourself as not as smart as your accountant because they can balance your books? It's just a different skill. So you are actually smart to get the help of a professional who can help you get out of your own way and your binge eating and your emotional eating and get the weight loss that you want and do it as fast as possible. You're smart to get the help for that. So anyway, that's what I do with my awesome coaching clients. I've been professionally coaching since 2009. I launched my mind, body, weight loss business in 2007. And so today, here we are on Free Weight Loss Podcast, episode 171. This is the JoLynn Braley Show, and I'm going to talk to you about a very simple tip. I'm going to share a very simple tip with you, something that you can do instead of emotional eating when you're feeling depressed. Before we do that, though, I have a free download for you so you can start learning a little bit more about what it means to lose the emotional weight, lose the mental weight, actually lose weight from the inside out, which is what I do with my coaching clients. You can get my free download over at www.easyfunweightloss.com and start just learning a little bit more about what I'm talking about. Because, hey, if you're like everybody else, you only look for a food diet. And you expect that the food diet is the solution, right? Well, you do have to change how you eat and how you exercise in order to lose weight. That is just common sense. But when it really comes down to it, that's 7.2% of the solution. 92.8% of it is all between your own two ears. It's all in how you think about it. It's all in what you believe about it, what you believe about yourself, what you believe about weight loss, what you believe about whether or not you can lose weight, whether or not you believe you deserve it. I mean, there's so much that goes into it. And it can be very, 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 very overwhelming, if not impossible, to try to slog through this huge challenge on your own. But what you can do, like I said, is just start learning a little bit more in my free download at www.easyfunweightloss.com. You have nothing to lose except for maybe starting to lose some struggle. And why wouldn't you want to do that, right? I would hope that you would want to stop struggling with your eating and your weight. All right, so today's topic here of do this instead of emotional eating when you feel depressed. First of all, I want to let you know that I understand how easy it is to just reach for the food when you're feeling bad. Heck, it's a legal crutch. It's a legal addiction. It's easy to take that route. It's also easy to think that no one will know. And there's, something about eating without having any accountability. Nobody saying that you can't do that, right? Big problem comes into play, though, in that, sure, you're right. Nobody is telling you that you can't eat that cake, and so you're going to eat it anyway. But then you have to live with the consequences. So it's really not like freedom to eat whatever you want whenever you want, because is it really freedom to be living in a body that's overweight or obese? So it's kind of a double-edged sword thing there. And then with this topic of emotional eating to try to feel better, right? It's very easy to get caught up in that and be stuck in it for years because it becomes your way of coping with life. But then you want to lose weight. You don't like being overweight. So you don't like the consequence that you're getting from your habits, but then it's too hard for you to change your habits. And then you try to just force yourself to go on a food diet, which never works because you always end up hitting that emotional wall and you slap right back into your old habits. And then you might stay in those old habits for 6 months, another year. There's always something. There's always some reason, some excuse not to go back to healthy eating and just stay on the same track that you're already on, right? Well, what if you could just do a tiny thing different and start maybe shaking things up a little bit so that you just start doing something different? Why not? What would you have to lose? Except maybe getting out of that rut. Possibly. Maybe just getting a toenail out of the rut. That would feel better than having all toes in, wouldn't it? Okay, so what is this thing that I'm suggesting? To do this one thing instead of emotional eating when you feel depressed. Here it is. Get up. Get up. Stand up. Get up. Get up out of your seat. Get up. Go outside and do a 30-second either a brisk walk or a sprint. It depends on what kind of shape you're in. If you're obese, you might not be able to sprint. So then just walk as fast as you can for 30 seconds. 30 seconds out and 30 seconds back. You can do this in your backyard. If you, for some reason, can't get outside, maybe there's 12 feet of snow, get up anyway. Get up and walk as fast as you can, 30 seconds through your house to one side and then back to the other side. Now, I think it works better, at least based on my experience, to get outside, to get that fresh air, to get out of the environment that you so easily emotionally eat in, because it's giving you a change of scenery, and it changes your state of not just your physical self, but also your mental self, your mental state. Get your body moving, and all I'm talking about is 30 seconds. It'll actually be a full minute because you're going to do 30 seconds there and then 30 seconds back. You could time yourself on your phone if you want. Now, it might sound trivial. 30 seconds. What difference would that make? Well, you know what's interesting is I was just telling somebody about this today, and you know the response I got? They didn't want to do it. They didn't want to get up and move for 30 seconds out and 30 seconds back. It was too much for them. So, hey, if you're in the same boat, you're not alone. You're not the only one. But you got to start somewhere. If you just keep complaining about being overweight and feeling bad, and then you keep eating the cake and you keep eating the cookies and you keep eating the chips and you keep eating all the desserts and the pastries and the bread and the pudding and the ice cream and the candy and on and on and on and on. If you're not willing to do something different, how will you ever get something different? And all I'm suggesting is getting up, stand up, get outside, 30 seconds, sprint if you can, brisk walk otherwise, or just, hey, it might be a big deal just for you to walk. Just walk. It'd be better if you can do it as fast as you can, but just walk for 30 seconds and then 30 seconds back. We could look at the physiology of all of this and, is it giving you serotonin and is it raising your serotonin levels and all this kind of stuff? But instead of even getting into anything like that, why not just get up? Just get up and move. Just get up and get outside. What I suggest you do is do this first, and then after you do it, if you're still going to emotionally eat, if you're still going to be depressed, if you're still going to feel hangdog, you might even be having a pity party. Hey, I understand. I've done all that before too. But if you can commit to getting up first and doing the 30 seconds out and back, just test it out. Can you do this every time before you emotionally eat for the next 7 days? See what happens. See what happens. Get your body moving. Get your body moving. Is this going to make you magically lose 50 pounds in 70 days? No, you have to change your physical lifestyle in order to lose the weight, but most importantly, you must change your mental and your emotional lifestyle because that's 92.8% of successful weight loss. This one thing that I'm giving you to do is a step in the direction of changing your physical state and also your mental and emotional state. How easy is it for you to feel depressed when you're up and moving. Have you ever noticed that? How can you feel depressed and then emotionally eat if you're up and moving, if you're taking action? You know, there's a lot of people out there who all they want to do is sit and worry and stress themselves out and think about weight loss, but they don't actually want to take action to do anything about it. They'd love to talk your ear off all day long, hours and hours and hours and hours about all of their problems and emotions and thoughts and fears and frustrations about being 10, 20, 50, 100 pounds or more overweight. And then when it comes right down to it, though, you get to the point where what are you going to do about it? And all they want to do is keep talking and thinking and worrying and stressing. They don't actually want to do anything. So this one little thing that I'm giving you to do is something that you can do. You can actually do this. Get up and move. And do it in the way that I'm saying. I'm not suggesting that you just get up and stand up and dance for 30 seconds. No, get outside. Get outside. 30 seconds, brisk walk or sprint out and then back. Just 30 seconds out and then back. That'll give you a total of 1 minute. 1 minute. It might sound kind of lame to think that there are people who can't do this, if that's what you're thinking to yourself right now. And if you are thinking that to yourself right now, I challenge you to do this. Instead of, the next time you're feeling depressed, instead of sitting there and eating for your emotions to try to feel better, do this instead. See if you're even willing to do it. Or if you would rather choose, and do choose, to just eat and stay in your comfort zone. You know, when it comes right down to it, you can lose weight and you can keep it off if you're willing to change. If you're especially willing to change your mental and your emotional state. That's where the big change has to happen if you want to not only lose the weight, but keep it off. You need to become, on the inside, the you who would naturally live the lifestyle on the outside that will support your ideal body. Does that make any sense? I guess you could call it holistic weight loss. And that's the only real solution there is for keeping the weight off. It's got to be a whole mind, body, spirit, occasion, endeavor, project, lifestyle, experience, transformation. It's got to be the whole holistic approach. And what most do, they only address the diet and exercise, the physical diet and exercise. You need a mental diet. You need an emotional diet if you want to lose weight and keep it off. That's what I do with my coaching clients in the Inner Self Diet. And by the way, since I've already given you the hack for today, the emotional eating hack to use when you're feeling depressed, that's all I've got for you. I mean, it's that simple. 30 seconds out and 30 seconds back. I don't really have anything more to expound upon on that. It is that simple. Will you do it, though? That is another question. And I don't know the answer for you because I'm not talking to you. You need to have real life two-way communication with accountability, with a professional coach who has the system, the step-by-step system to take you from where you are to where you really want to be in the quickest amount of time possible And this right here is a one-way communication. This is just me recording my free weight loss podcast for you in my home office recording studio. So I don't know what your answers are. I have no idea if you're going to even do what I'm suggesting. I don't even know if you really, really want to lose weight. Who knows? But if you do really, really, really want to lose weight, and if it makes sense to you that you need help because you want to do it as fast as possible, and you haven't succeeded on your own, and you keep asking yourself, why am I so smart and successful in every area except when it comes to my eating and my weight? You know, I've got great relationships, great marriage, great job, great work. Everything is great except my eating and my weight. Why can't I just get it together? Why is it so hard? What is the big deal? Well, if that's you, and if you're serious about healing your eating, if you're serious about going on a mental and an emotional diet so that you can finally lose the physical weight for good, if it makes sense to you that the biggest piece that you've been missing is the emotional and the mental aspect of all of this, that makes sense to you, and if you want my help to fix it, start with a complimentary weight loss discovery session. That is where we get on the phone and find out if or how I might be able to help you stop struggling with your eating and your weight in 8 weeks or less. You need to fill out an application because I can only talk to those who are serious. Unfortunately, nobody has time to just get on the phone to talk to everyone. I know that we'd all love to have unlimited time, but none of us do. I'm sure you can understand that. So if you are really serious about ending your food and weight struggles, feeling great, looking great, living your best life in your ideal body, feeling good in your own skin, achieving the freedom from these annoying, exhausting, frustrating problems, then go over to www.discovery-session.com, enter your first name and email, and then fill out the application, press the button to submit it, and let's find out if it's even possible for you to have struggle-free weight loss. We don't know unless we talk. So start with that application at www.discovery-session.com. That's www.discovery-session.com. This is for you if you really are serious about putting an end to your food and weight struggles so that you could finally lose weight and keep it off. How good would that feel? How good would that feel? How good would you look? Would you still avoid your reflection in storefronts? Or would you be happy to be looking at yourself? How good would you feel? Thanks for tuning in today for the JoLynn Braley Show. As always, I wish you your best life while living inside of your ideal body.